In Argentina now, the president-elect Mauricio Macri announced that several former executives from top global companies will be part of his future cabinet. Now, this has already triggered reactions by social movements which do not agree with the pro-business orientation of the future government officials. Reporting now from Buenos Aires, here's our correspondent LAureano Ponce.
After several days of negotiating with his political allies, Argentina's president-elect, businessman Mauricio Macri, has managed to give shape to his future cabinet. Former executives from top companies like General Motors, banks JP Morgan and HSBC, and oil giant Shell, among others, have been confirmed in key positions in the executive branch.
It's clear that this new cabinet is quite different from the previous ones in the last 10 to 15 years. There evidently is a bigger presence of private sector representatives. Many of them come from multinational corporations rather than from political activism.
This relationship between the future government and the corporate sector raises the question about the influence that such economic powers could have in upcoming political decisions. However, factors like the lack of majority in Congress and the support of the ruling Front for Victory still finds make it seem difficult for Macri to push hardcore neoliberal reforms such as privatizations in his first years in office.
There seems to be no consensus for neoliberal policies, at least in almost half of the population, which voted for Daniel Sisoli, and in the other 52% that voted for Macri, I don't know how many people are aware of the effects neoliberal policies could have, so I would be pretty careful.
The strong corporate profile of the new cabinet has already set off alarms in social movements and workers' unions, who have said they will not accept to lose the achievements made under the Kirchner's governments.
What they are trying to do is to gain back the only piece they lost in the power game, which is to have an economic minister who can be handled by remote control by the economic corporations.
It's not casual that they started talking about the agreement with the Pacific Alliance, about a free trade agreement with the European Union. It's an attempt to, once again, to align Latin America with the interests of the U.S.
The last time private sector executives were appointed as government officials in Argentina was in the neoliberal 1990s. Despite trying to appear as state-of-the-art politics, Macri's corporate cabinet seems to remind some of Argentina's hardest times. LAureano Ponce,